Hey, what's up? It's Matt from autogrow.co, the founder, as you know. And today we're talking about the law of big changes. So, this is the second ever episode of Strat on a Sat, where we kind of sit and we talk about strategy at a high level, since during the week, we're normally talking about specific tactics at a specific level of your sales funnel, where each week we have a new focus, traffic, one week, email list building, sales and conversions, and then upsells happening towards the bottom of the funnel. So, what is the law of big changes? Why should you even care? Well, let me kind of give you an example personally. So, I I think as an entrepreneur, I think that being lazy can be an asset sometimes because you're looking the way that I see it is that you're always looking for the most efficient way. You can use your laziness and your desire to get results fast as a motivation to get them in the most efficient way possible, right? However, the problem with this, and maybe you can relate to this too, is that you end up looking for quick wins and you look to, grab the low-hanging fruit perhaps a little too often. And you can kind of jump around in your funnel and kind of always looking for that next, tactic or tip or shiny new tool that's going to get you results. And that works, but it works to an extent. And so what I'm telling you is that I'm as guilty of this as you might be, where you're looking for quick wins, and we are susceptible, I think, just as human beings, we want a silver bullet solution to our problems. We want to just flip a switch, run an A/B test, much like the much hyped uh, A/B test case studies that we see published on every blog, where they changed a color of a button or a word in a copy, or they added a new email, and instantly they're seeing 200% growth in sales. Like, oh my God, how can I copy this example and get similar or better results? Well, the truth is that grabbing and going for the low-hanging fruit only works for so long. You know, so what's the solution when you really hit a roadblock and you find that, sales really just aren't growing and you've made some incremental progress, but it's really stalled and you need a big boost. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. And I have the instinct for it because I've been through this process many times for clients and in our own business. And although as I'm sharing the journey with you guys, we're coming out with a growth report from January to February. It might already be out by the time this video is out. But from January to February, you'll see how we tripled our revenue. However, my concern for the next month is that that growth rate is not going to be maintained, because I think that a lot of the growth, it was just kind of going for quick wins, going for that incremental progress where, we change where people were being redirected to a page. We may have made an offer more visible. We may have changed some copy here and there. But the law of big changes is what I'm applying next, because my instinct says that we are going to hit a wall, and maybe you feel that you're at a wall, you've hit a wall too with your business. So here's what it is. The law of big changes in sales funnel physics, which really is the theory that you can cause sales in a predictable way, much like how in physics, if you know the variables, for example, if you're throwing a ball and you know the wind speed and you know the weight of the ball and you know the force behind the ball, you can predict where that ball is going to land. Sales funnel physics is much the same, except it applies obviously to digital marketing and sales funnels, sales being the end result that you want to cause. So there are 7 laws that I've discovered in total. The law of big changes is one of them, and one of my favorites and one of the most important, because it says that big, meaningful, significant structural changes, all right, structural changes are more likely to cause bigger bottom line results for you than these incremental shiny object chasing syndrome compared to those, other incremental types of changes, is what I'm trying to say, that you might be chasing after instead. So, for example, there was a car company that rented out limos and other types of cars to corporations. They had this fleet that had a fleet of cars, right? And so they would drive people to a landing page to try to generate leads. And this was based on a case study that was written up in Crazy Egg. I'll actually link to it below this video. But what a consultancy did for them, and they were practicing the law of big changes without even really knowing it. They made a big structural change to the way that they were trying to generate leads. So their original call to action was to get people to opt in for a demo, all right, where they'd have to get on the phone and they'd probably talk to a sales representative. Well, they A/B tested against that another offer, which was to watch a 10-minute free demo video. They could watch it right online. There was no obligation to get on the phone. And what was the result of that? Well, the result was a 15 times increase in the overall conversion rate in terms of the number of leads that they were generating. And this worked because it was a big structural change, meaning that for the prospective customer in this case, the experience was completely different. It was a different offer, and it spoke to their needs, which was that a lot of people, they don't want to waste their time getting on a phone just to get the information they need. They want to try to get, if they can, and you can probably relate to this, and I know I can, you don't want to get on the phone with someone if ideally you can get the information from the website, right? And that's a win-win for both parties too, because if a person is not a fit and you give them the information up front that they need, you're disqualifying them faster. So the quality of the leads, I suspect that they were getting would be higher from this, and because by the time they get on the phone, they know more about the service, but overall, they're getting 15 times more leads as a result. That's the bottom line. Here's a second example. So in 2013, I started to build a SaaS business on the side. I ultimately abandoned it after 2 years because I realized, again, this is a lesson I've learned multiple times, just the importance of focus and building on top of what is really working. Anyway, it was a software as a service. I built it from scratch, was really proud of it, learned a lot about it, and it didn't work out. But for example, in terms of the law of big changes, we originally had a free trial, which we were seeing 3 to 4 free trial signups per week from it. And then we removed that free trial. We said, okay, well, maybe people are willing to pay right away up front. And we went from 3 to 4 free trial signups per week to 0. All right. Now, if we'd been starting at 0 and then we introduced the free trial, obviously this would have had a positive result. And in this case, obviously, we reverted back to the free trial because it was leading to more sales in the end. So this is another example of that. A final example comes from MailChimp, where they were, as a software as a service, they were an email marketing provider. They were offering a free trial, much like many of the other competitors like Constant Contact or Mad Mimi, iContact. They all had 30, 60-day trials. MailChimp decided to take it one step further and practice the law of big changes. And they changed the offer completely. They said, we're going to introduce a free forever plan, which made them become a freemium service, meaning that people could sign up, get value from it up to a certain number of contacts, and they would never have to pay for that. But if they wanted more of the premium features, and like autoresponders, for example, or if they wanted more contacts once they hit the limit, they would have to upgrade. Hence, it's a freemium, and hence, it's a big structural change to what offer they're actually putting out there. The result of this change was a 150% increase year over year in revenue. 150% in revenue. All right. So now, where we are at with our business, and for the month of March, going into April, I feel it as an instinct after having been through the sales funnel building and optimization process many times at this point for our clients and for ourselves, as I said. my instinct is telling me we gotta apply the law of big changes, because otherwise we're gonna hit a major plateau or roadblock if we haven't already. So I went and I looked at our survey funnel because I saw that email in terms of our funnel has been the biggest bottleneck. And I said, all right, let's apply the law of big changes here. So what we're doing is we're revamping our entire survey funnel or email funnel experience to make it more connected. Because right now, like, part of the problem is, I've learned a lot about copywriting since the last time I originally wrote our, version 1 of the sales funnel. And I noticed that the quality of the copy can be better. I noticed that the tips can be better and more kind of interrelated. The way that we present our offer at the end of it can be much better as well. And just the way that we convey the information, or a way that really just builds trust with our email subscribers, could be so, so much better. To the point where I believe that making this big change, where we completely revamp the whole opt-in experience in our email funnel, from the lead magnets to the copy in the emails to how we present the offers, I believe that this could potentially, if I'm right, could potentially double our revenue by itself in the next couple of months. So we'll see how that works out. But just sharing the journey with you guys, that's what we're working on right now. That's what I'm working on with the team right now. And of course, we're going to be publishing a growth report to kind of break it all down for you guys in terms of how it actually works. And I'll be sharing whatever other lessons I learned from it. But to conclude this video, let me ask you a question. First of all, do you like these kind of more broad-based strategy videos, strat on a sat, we're calling it? Do you like it? Should I keep doing it? Leave a comment below, let me know. And second, leave a comment and let me know an answer to one of these questions. First, does the law of big changes, does it make sense to you? How will you apply it to your funnel today in a meaningful way? Because it's not just about, oh, hey, change a color on a button and run an A/B test and maybe you'll get double the number of sales, or change a word in a headline, because those are flukes in most cases. And to run an effective A/B test, unless it's on a site-wide pop-up and you have at least 5,000 to 10,000 visitors to your website every single month, running an A/B test often doesn't make sense. The law of big changes makes a lot more sense because you just don't have the traffic to run a meaningful A/B test in that way. And it is still testing in a way, because it's just a sequence test. If what you roll out, you can always revert back to the old version of it, right? So anyway, how will you apply the law of big changes to your funnel today? And if you've applied it in the past, perhaps without even knowing, what sort of results did you see? So share a comment below. And if you never want to miss another video like this, Strat on the Sat, or any of the daily Matt Hack videos that we come out with actionable tips during the week, on YouTube, hit the red subscribe button directly below. And if you're watching this on our blog or on YouTube, there's a link directly below in the description in the yellow box where you can opt in via email to never miss another Matt Hacks video. So until next time, my name is Matt Ack in the Matt Hat, delivering you your daily and weekend dose now of Matt Hacks. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.